On September 19th, a little over a year ago, a lot of people's lives changed forever, including mine.
That's Lila Steins. Her father is Mickey Steins, the sheriff accused of murdering a judge in cold blood in his chambers. Lila is speaking for the first time more than a year after Judge Mullins was shot. I'll tell you what she said and how she's come up in the case.
Come on, I want to see my daughter in person.
Is she 18?
I want to see my daughter in person.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. You know, it's been over a year since Mickey Steins, the sheriff of Letcher County, Kentucky, pulled out a gun in the chambers of his one-time friend, Judge Kevin Mullins, and shot him to death. It was shocking, unbelievable, really. The entire shooting was recorded by a security camera. We can't show that to you. It's just simply too gruesome and too graphic. Steins is charged with murdering a public official. He and Judge Mullins had actually been friends for years, and Steins worked for Mullins as his bailiff. The two men had had lunch earlier that day, and no one had said that anything was wrong. It has been said that Mickey was not himself for a few days. Mickey Steins' lawyer, he's been on Crime Fix here in the past and told you that Mickey feared that his wife and daughter had been taken for some reason when he shot Judge Mullins. Now, we don't know why he felt that way or what was said during their conversation in Mullins' chambers before the shooting. But after Steins was taken into custody, you could see how paranoid he was.
Come on, guys. No, come on now, guys.
Oh, I'm not speaking nothing.
No, now.
There's two body cams running, Mickey. It's all recorded and there's a digital recorder running. That will be, look, show you that it's running. Look.
Come on now, guys.
No, look,
Come
Mickey,
on now.
we've known each other a long time. Look, it is recording. That one's recording. Clayton has a backup recorder running.
Oh, now, come on, guys.
What do you think? Slow down.
We can't talk in the hallway of the courthouse, Mickey.
Yeah, there's
You know
people
that.
here.
People here, we don't want to.
I mean, there's people in that room, there's people in that room.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
So what's the problem? I mean,
I'll get another one. I'll put one on me. You want that? Let me, okay? But I can't be in the room.
Guys, come on, man.
Mickey,
Come on. Is there somebody that you trust other than us that you would prefer to be with us?
Mickey, we've known each other our whole lives. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. I have no reason.
Come on now, guys.
Mickey, you
Get
have
to
to
the
go. You
jail
have to be
safely,
moved.
fair.
You have to be moved at some point, Mickey. We
I
got
know.
two body cams running.
Get to the jail
We're not going to do
safe,
anything to you.
fair. And would you have a trial?
Would you talk to us in the jail down there? Do you feel safe down there because there's cameras everywhere?
Are you going to move me after the interview?
Bosses have had.
I mean, I'm not trying to dictate how it goes, guys. I know how this works.
I know.
I'm not going to feel safe in a room here, but
We're not going to hurt you, Mickey.
Listen,
Why would
just like Anthony, I've known you for 20 years, but we're not going to hurt you. That's why we have two body cams and a digital recorder running above. I promise you.
I ain't got nothing.
I know that, but that ain't what we're worried about, Bubba. We just can't talk in the hallway of the courthouse.
I ain't got nothing.
Plus, there's people looking. We need to go somewhere out of here. And
Pull
you're
my
gonna
pockets inside out.
it ain't that.
No, pull my pockets inside out. Now, guys, y'all don't do me this way.
What do you think? We're going to do contraband? Okay, here. Here. I'm sorry. We're not going to do anything. That's the least of our worries, Buzz. Did you get that other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mickey, if we went down to the jail where there's cameras, if us three walked down there and we was in cameras there, would you talk to us then? I mean,
What is it you want? Explain that to us.
so if we go down to the jail, I got my camera on, Clayton's got his camera on. We walk down to the jail where there's cameras going all the time. Will you talk to us there? Will you feel safe there?
No, I'm not going to feel safe.
Now, later in the video, the topic of Mickey Steins' daughter comes up.
Do you want to talk at all, Mickey?
Earlier you said you wanted to talk to them. Listen, Mickey, if you don't want to talk, that's fine. I ain't going to force you to. Okay, we're not gonna force you. If you don't wanna talk, that's your right. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I read you your rights. Well, and you know, you're the sheriff. I mean, you know just as much as we do.
Okay.
But it's up to you
If I can see my daughter in person here
before you leave. Is that what you want?
at the jail,
At the jail.
yeah, at the jail, through the screen, on the phone, I want to see my daughter in person. And then after that, I'll tell you everything at that jail, in front of cameras, video recorded. and everything.
Where's your daughter at?
Huh?
Where's your daughter? How do we track her down? Where's she at?
She was at LCC earlier. She was at
What is
LCC,
she?
I talked to her.
So, now, Nikki, I want to kind of, for your daughter, let's talk about this for your daughter, okay? If she finds out that her dad is being arrested for shooting the judge, and she's in high school, I didn't know how old she was, so I didn't know. So she's in high school. What is she, a senior? That's going to be hard.
She will want to see me. She will want. Now, come on, guys, be fair to me now. That's all
I
I'm
am
asking.
being fair. That's the only thing I just wanted you to think about that. How is she 18?
Be fair to me now, guys.
Well, hold on. Is she 18?
Be fair to me now.
No, I'm asking you.
Come on, I want to see my daughter in person.
Is she 18?
I want to see my daughter in person.
How
You
old
got a
is she,
kid?
Mickey?
Because
I do have a kid. I've got grandkids.
Yeah.
I got 5 grandkids. 5 grandkids.
Listen to you.
I just want to see my daughter, man.
If she's not 18, we're going to ask your wife. We have to ask your wife if it's okay. You know, is she 18?
Christine and LaShawna both said they were both on their way here when
Okay.
they were in here. There was all kinds of people in here just running around chaotic. So
Okay.
how am I going to tell you what happened?
To the judge?
Yeah. You know, Christine LaShawna said my wife and daughter's on their way.
No, but you just said how you going to tell us what happened. Everybody's running around chaotic.
It was. I just want to see my daughter.
Is she 18? How old is she? If your wife's out there with her, if she ain't 18, we can ask if that's okay. But if she's 18, we just ask your daughter. So that's what I'm getting at. If she's not 18, we have to ask your wife. Do you think they're outside?
LaShawna and Christine said they was on their way. Let me talk to them too.
You want to go ask them about it?
Hit that button right there.
No, this is recorded. His is recorded.
Guys, come on now. Be fair.
You know what? If you ever get hurt, you might need someone in your corner to fight for you. Morgan & Morgan can do that. The firm has more than 1,000 lawyers on its team because they're big winners. They've recovered more than $25 billion from more than 500,000 clients. In the past few months, a client in Florida got $12 million after the insurance company offered just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million. That was 40 times the insurer's $650,000 offer. Another client in PA received $29 million after being offered only $500,000. So even if you think your case is not worth millions and millions of dollars, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve? Morgan & Morgan makes it truly so easy. You can start a claim from your cell phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're ever injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/crimefix by clicking the link below or scanning the QR code that you see right there on your screen. Mickey Steins' wife and daughter, they were safe. No one had taken them, and rumors had started to circulate after the shooting about Judge Mullins and Mickey Steins' daughter, since Steins had tried to call his daughter from Mullins' chambers. But those rumors, they were absolutely not true. There was nothing going on between Lila Steins and Judge Mullins. Now, Lila Steins, she has now spoken publicly on TikTok about this for the very first time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lila Steins. I am 18 years old, and I am from Letcher County, Kentucky. Most of you may know me, and the others may recognize my last name. On September 19th, a little over a year ago, a lot of people's lives changed forever, including mine. I'm not going to go into detail. I will not be talking about it. But I just have one question. Do you all not have anything better to do than to sit and gossip You are taking my pain and making it your pleasure. You're taking our stories and turning them into big entertainment pieces, jokes, and for that matter, you're making it your income. Since when did that become okay? So my advice to the people doing that, get a job, do something meaningful with your life, and contribute to society in a positive way.
Lila Steins, she's upset over people talking about her family, and it's taken a toll. The morning after she posted that video, she posted an update.
I come on here today to address a couple things about yesterday's video. When I posted that video, I only had about 950 followers. I did not think it would go anywhere. I thought, people from home's going to see it, maybe a couple others, and that'll be that. So the first thing I want to say is I had good intentions with that video. A lot of you were asking, what stories? What do you mean by gossip? And what I mean by that is the stories that were made up about me and the other party. And that is where the gossip comes in at. I wasn't actually talking about the situation and what actually happened itself. I was more leaning towards the rumors that had been spread about me. I am aware of how serious this is and how much of a big deal it is. I was not talking about news or social media. I was simply talking about the people who sit at home behind a keyboard all day and say terrible things about my name. That's who I was talking about. At the end of the day, I'm just human. I'm just trying to learn how to process and cope with it all. I do want to add one more thing. A lot of you were saying, girl, this happened a year ago. Like, why are you still going on about it? To you, it happened a year ago. For me, when I wake up, it's the first thing I see on my phone. It's the last thing I see when I lay down. And I'm not looking for it. It's just right in my face. I have to deal with it every day when I wake up. So no, it's not gone. It's not died down. It won't for a while.
So here's what we know. There was nothing inappropriate going on between Judge Mullins and Lila, but a woman named Sabrina Atkins was suing Letcher County and Sheriff Steins because a deputy named Ben Fields had forced her to have sex with him while she was on GPS monitoring, and that sex happened in Judge Mullins's chambers. Fields was convicted of a crime for that. Steins was accused of not properly training Fields and had been deposed in the lawsuit days earlier. And Sabrina Atkins had told investigators with the Kentucky Attorney General's office that videotapes of Mullins having sex with women existed. Now, Lila has now posted a third video on TikTok. Take a look.
Hello, everyone. This is my friend Ashley, and she just made a video about our private investigator, Joel Cotton. I have his email. I will leave it in the description down below. If you all have any information at all concerning the corruption in this county, in this small town, please reach out to him. Please. He's not only trying to help the situation that happened here, he's also trying to help Ashley figure out what happened to her dad years ago. I also want to say, if there is anybody out there saying he is misrepresenting himself, I can name 2 people. I want to tell you that he is not. He is legitimate, he is the real deal, and he is trying to help everyone in this small county.
So I want to bring in somebody who's been covering this case closely as I have. He is Gavin Fish, and he is the host of his own YouTube channel, Gavin Fish. So, Gavin, thank you so much for coming on. I know
Happy
that
to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you about this. So I know you've been following this very closely. What do you think, first of all, about Lila Steins, breaking her silence, as they say? She's speaking out on TikTok, not going into details per se, but talking about how all of this and the coverage of it is really impacting her.
Yeah. Well, my first reaction was to kind of clutch my pearls a little bit. Hey, wait a minute. I'm one of those guys that makes money on true crime, right?
Yeah.
But trying to see it from the point of view, from the perspective of a 17-year-old, 18-year-old young woman who has I mean, her family has been thrust into the spotlight over the last year. And she said something I thought pretty profound, where some people are telling her, well, this was a year ago. And for her, it's not a year ago. It's still happening. So I think from her perspective, uh, I think it's probably pretty reasonable that she's had enough and she's decided to talk about it.
Well, I think we have to kind of put ourselves in her shoes a little bit. And, this is something that this is her father, first of all. This is her father. That's number one. It's her family, number two. This is a small town that she lives in. Lots of rumors flying around that small town about stuff that was maybe going on related to the judge, maybe her father's involvement in this. And we're not indicting either one of them, but this is what is on tape with the Kentucky Attorney General's office investigators and things like that. It's on a recording. There was a lawsuit involving Sabrina Atkins and the one deputy, and the fact that he was having sex with her in the judge's chambers, in exchange for favors. I mean, there's a lot there. And this is a teenage girl who people were saying, oh, the judge was involved with her. And the attorney for Mickey Steins has straight up told me, no, that's not true. And he has been very forthright about that from the very beginning, that there was no hijinks between Lila Steins and the judge Mullins. So I think that there's a lot that she's going through and has been through and continues to go through every day.
I agree with that completely. I also, looking from the other side, Judge Mullins was somebody who had a bit of a reputation. I mean, women have been coming out of the woodwork saying, yeah, I had a sexual relationship with Kevin Mullins. One that I'm thinking of specifically, she was 16 years old when she said that sexual relationship began. And so when it was in the preliminary hearing, it was brought up in court that Lila Steins did not pick up the phone call from her father's phone, but did pick up the phone call from Kevin Mullins' phone. I think people jumped to a conclusion really quickly just because of the reputation that Judge Mullins had in the community. But you're right. I mean, when we talk to the Bartleys, when we talk to Jeremy Bartley, when we hear him speaking out loud, he said from the very beginning there was nothing that ever happened between Lila Steins and Kevin Mullins.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing there. There's no there.
Right.
I think that is just simply a rumor. It's a vicious rumor, and it's very unfair. Mickey Steins, Jeremy Bartley has told me that Mickey Steins feared for his daughter, and either feared or thought that his daughter and his wife had been taken when he committed this murder. I mean, I wish we had audio of what was said in those chambers. Like, what on earth was said? What happened? What was discussed at the lunch? These are all questions that I have, and we need the answers to these questions. So Lila Steins is really at the center of this story. I mean, my goodness, I think she may very well have a lot of information. The police have interviewed, I believe, her and her mother. So there's still a lot that we don't know.
Yeah, I wish we had audio from the video that we have of the actual homicide. I think that the video of Mickey Stein's interview in the hallway of the courthouse following the murder by the Kentucky State Police does shed quite a lot of light on his mental state at the time. When I watched that video for about the first half of it, I just couldn't quite figure out, is this guy the world's best actor? Is he really good at acting like he's in some kind of psychotic mental breakdown? Or is he actually, for me, when he was started to be taken down those stairs and you started to see the paranoia, to me, that was convincing that there had been a psychological break. And whether he had reason to believe that his wife and daughter were in danger for their lives or not, I think that he believed it. And it makes me feel like he was making a decision to protect his family from a perceived threat. That's what it seems like to me.
It does seem that way, that he feels not safe. He does not feel safe talking to them. They continue to ask him, even throughout the car ride, Mickey, what do you want to tell us? Tell us. Is there something you want to say? He's very paranoid. He's really paranoid. I mean, it's crazy when you listen to this and watch this footage. He's fearful. And Jeremy Bartley has told me straight up, he thought his wife and daughter had been taken. So I think that we're missing a key piece of the puzzle. Now, does that mean you get to shoot somebody? That's up to the jury. You know,
Maybe.
I mean, that's kind of like, I'm like, this is wild, wild west kind of stuff. This is crazy. Jeremy Bartley has said from the very beginning that, you know, this could be an extreme mental disturbance case. This could be a manslaughter case, not murder. There are these different types of angles that he's looking at when it comes to this case. So there is something going on in Letcher County, Kentucky, and there has been for some time. Now, I will tell you, I know people that have actually dealt with both Mickey Steins and Judge Mullins on a professional level in the treatment of, you know, the opioid addiction crisis, you know, dealt with them professionally and like the work they were doing to help people battling addiction down there. So it's very interesting to me to talk to them, and whatever was going on down in Letcher County, they obviously had no awareness of what was allegedly happening with all of the taking advantage of the women and stuff like that. But something was going on, and we've seen some women come out and say, yeah, they were being taken advantage of by the judge.
I think you're right. I think the citizenry of Letcher County in general probably was unaware of what was going on. Mickey Steins is a person that still has a very good reputation in Letcher County, and everybody knows what he did. He did it on video, and he still has a very good, solid reputation. But there is a class of the citizenry who spent a lot of time in jail. There are people that had fallen victim to the opioid crisis. They were addicted. All the behaviors that are connected with that addiction brought them in front of Judge Mullins, brought them into the courthouse, brought them into the jail, brought them into the same room with men like Ben Fields. And you know, when I talked to Ned Pillersdorf, who had been representing Sabrina Atkins in the estate of Jennifer Hill, he told me that if there are 3 that made those accusations against Ben Fields, then there are 300. It was known in the jail what you had to do in order to get favorable treatment. So yeah, there's a certain segment of Letcher County that knows or is somehow connected to the corruption that's been going on down there.
It will be interesting to see what happens with this case, because the Commonwealth is asking for a change of venue. That's unique. They may get it. I don't know. But we know the defense wants this tried in Letcher County, and we know why, because Mickey Steins is held in high regard in that county. And plus, that's the venue where this happened. But, you know, Lila Steins, I'll be interested to see if she continues to post on TikTok, if she says more, because, you know, she's a victim in all of this too.
I was online. I was live streaming last night on my YouTube channel when a third video came up, and we watched it on the channel. And it talked about how there is I think his name is Joe Cotton. There's a private investigator down there that is working on Mickey's behalf, on the Bartley's behalf, I believe, to root out issues of corruption within Letcher County. I feel, first of all, I think Lila Steins presents herself very well. I think that she did a very good job on the platform specific to TikTok. I think she did a great job. I hope that she continues to talk out, and I hope she has wisdom beyond her years. I hope that she doesn't talk necessarily about the case, about her father, but about Letcher County, to kind of, I guess, put a spotlight, because I think that she is building a platform where she has a little bit of power, and she could really shine a light on problems that are going on down there.
Yeah, I'm very interested in why she's decided to do this now. Very interesting. Gavin Fish, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Mickey Steins, just to reiterate, has pleaded not guilty to the charges. And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.